What's going on, people? It is Thursday, 8 o'clock. So that means I'm on. So for all y'all who's waiting all week to see me, hear from me, and talk to me, I am here to answer your questions and take y'all on a journey and a ride that y'all never been on. Today's group are straight up out of Dallas, 4 friends. How can I explain their music? To listen to their music, it falls in the category of Juice World, Triple Extension, Bone Thugs, and I'm not gonna say group, I'm gonna say collective, because not only do they write their own songs, they produce them, mix them, and max them too. So without further ado, I want y'all to welcome to the spotlight Sloth Mob. What's good, fellas?
What's good?
What's good? How's it going?
I'm doing great. I appreciate y'all coming to the coffee table where we speak freely and say what we want to say. So don't feel shy. Say how you feel. Let's go down the line. I need everybody to introduce themselves and explain how they got their name.
All right, I'll go first. My stage name is Samara. So the way I got my name, I used to be a big Pokemon fan. And there was one time where my friend and I were kind of making our own Pokemon generation just for fun, and coming up with our own Pokemon names. And Samara was the name of one of the Pokemon that we came up with. And then it was just kind of like a stupid name or whatever. But I kind of it just kind of stuck with me. I just started using it for like gaming and usernames and just everything. And so when I was doing music and I was trying to figure out what name I would go with, it just kind of felt natural, just because at that point that was just kind of like my name for stuff. Yeah.
Okay. You up, Steve?
All right, bet. I'm Steven Dalton, also known as Strudel Boy. So I got my name. I used to eat a lot of toaster strudel, and that name just kind of stuck with me. My family called me that, so I changed up the spelling a little bit, but Strudel Boy it was, so that's what we went with.
And man, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. That is actually cool and smooth for real. So don't don't take it like that. Ghost, you up?
All right. My name's Cam Paradise. That's my stage name. I got that in the most simplest way possible. One day I was daydreaming about Hawaii and stuff like that, and I was like, man, I really want to go there. And then I was like, and that was when I was making my Instagram handle. And once I got into this group, I was like, what if I just make my Instagram handle my stage name? And Cam Paradise kind of fit really well as a stage name, so that's how I got it.
Okay, dig that. Sloppy C, you up?
My name is Cameron Thurman, otherwise known as Slippy C. And actually, I got it at a really young age, actually. So when I was younger, I was a really clumsy kid, right? Always falling down, tripping over myself and stuff like that. And so when I was in intermediate school, 5th grade or something, people started calling me Slippy C. I think what they meant was slippery C, because slippy isn't a word, but it kind of stuck, and it's kind of been my I'm reclaiming it. You know what I mean? Still clumsy though, so yeah.
Okay. So whose idea was it to come up with Sloth Mob? Let's talk about that. How'd y'all come up with that name and the design and everything?
Yeah, so that was that name came about back when it was just me and Strudel Boy. When at that point it was very, very early in our music careers, and we had made a couple songs, but they really sucked. They're gone now from streaming platforms. And we were just trying to figure out a name, and we ran through a few different options. I think some of the other ones, there was Concrete Sloth and Lucid Crew was another one because I think like lucidity is something that's important to me. But Sloth Mob is what we went with, and I honestly couldn't tell you what we thought that meant back then. I think we originally tried to like make it an acronym, but we couldn't think of anything that fit those letters. And what it's kind of come to mean is a couple things. First of all, you think sloth the animal is slow, but it's also kind of, and it's kind of associated with laziness a little bit, but it's also, you think like the sin of sloth, which I think kind of all in our different ways is something we struggle with. And it's kind of like, ironically, it's like one of the biggest enemies of the music, just like lack of motivation, laziness, or whatever you want to call it. And so it's the thing that we're kind of like struggling against to make it. And like, kind of like with Slippy C's name, we're kind of turning it around and reclaiming that. And also the other aspect is like I said, sloths are slow, whatever. So it's kind of like representing we're going to slowly crawl our way to the top.
Dig. One thing I'm going to say about I've noticed how you guys work is every bit of your artwork, if you pay attention, it's the sloth is there somewhere, whether it's in the fire, the background, it's there somewhere watching. I kept paying attention, like, am I tripping? And I'm like, nah, it's literally everywhere, man. Nice designs, bro. Y'all got some good designs on that one. That's a good way to I want to say stick to your guns and pretty much throwing it at the world in their face, like boom. You're gonna find it somewhere. As a collective, as a group, like I said, when I listen to you guys' music, I hear Bone Thugs, Triple Extinction, Juice World. When you write your lyrics, is it each one come up with a part, or do y'all write it and help each other? Nah, put this there, say that there. How do y'all do that? What's your process?
Does somebody else want to take this one?
Yeah, I got you. So basically, it used to be when we started out, we would each write separate parts, not necessarily collaboratively, but almost, and it's something we're trying to get away from, but we would write our parts separately and then kind of combine them in finally when the song comes out. But we're trying to kind of get out of that habit and start write collaboratively and kind of make the songs more creative and not so rigid in structure.
Yeah, because a lot of our songs that we've had in the past, like you were saying, we just kind of each write our own 16-bar verse, not really like all at the same time, or we're not really taking into account each other's verses, and then they would all just kind of go bang, 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 bang on the song. And it's not very interesting, is the thing. Like, it might still be cool to like listen to, it might still go hard or whatever, but it's not very interesting. And we've noticed that our songs that kind of have the best lasting value are the ones that kind of have a theme that when we're writing together, we're coming up with the stuff together. And so yeah, we're definitely trying to incorporate that more and just kind of write more as a group than as individuals.
Okay, because I noticed a lot of songs, it has phases, if that makes sense. Like, it'll start off and it sound like literally like a theme, and then somebody will rap, and you hear somebody singing, and then it's like a break will come in. So if you're riding to the song, you're gonna have either you're gonna stop or you're gonna be like damn, like for real, like okay, like that's what we doing here. Yeah, whose idea was that to keep it to do the change up? Like, let's say you got the rap, you got the singing, and then you have like a break where you hear just the music, and then it changes a little bit just to keep you going. Like, I want to say an instrumental, if that makes sense. Whose idea was that?
I would say that we all came together to have a group discussion about that, because we all noticed that, like, it sounded better when we all had a theme together. And so from then on, after we came into a discussion about, okay, how do we should do it like this, do something like this, and what we'll do is we'll head over to one person's place and we'll listen to the mix together and we'll throw in our own ideas.
Okay.
What sounds good, what sounds not so great, and that's how we get the process going on now.
I would also add to that one of our biggest influences is Suicide Boys. I don't know if you've ever listened to them, but okay, yeah. So there, you said you heard the Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's actually our influence is Suicide Boys, they are heavily influenced by Bone Thugs and Harmony. And we've heard both of those comparisons quite a bit, and we're kind of trying to move away from that. But part of that, their songs have a lot of switch ups. Sometimes they rap, sometimes they sing, sometimes it'll go into completely different mixing. They also have a lot of instrumental breaks, and so those kind of aspects of our song are definitely at least partially a result of our Suicide Boys influence.
Okay.
It's also just, again, kind of a matter of like, if we write individually, we end up with just diverse things going on in the song. And so when you put them together, it creates like lots of moving parts.
Well, I definitely like the way you do things, because you guys came in and you didn't copy a lane. You made your own lane. So when people hear your music, that's Sloth Mob. That's Sloth Mob. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, nickel and dime, everybody, let's be real. Every artist that ever came out and took something from another artist, but you guys have your own lane, and that's beautiful because it's the sky's the limit. That way you can take control of that, own it, and then have people follow you guys. Oh man, let me take this from Sloth Mob. They did this on the one track, whoop, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So I definitely got to congratulate you guys on that, because a lot of people don't think, let me make my own lane. And well, let me sound like this person for now. And when I get to the next level, then I'll change. You guys came out the gate, boom. This is who we are, accepted, done. Definitely. So I got to congratulate you guys on that.
Thank you.
No problem. Title of the songs, definitely going through your catalog. Who comes up with the title of the song? Because I like Frozen Roads. Let's talk about that. Stump them out. Let's talk about that. Who come up with the titles?
Pretty much like almost everything, I will say, it is a group effort, and it's kind of like there are different ways that the song titles come about. Sometimes, like especially if there's like a big chorus or something, like Stomp 'em Out. It's called that because of the lyrics. Like the lyrics came first, and then that title was just okay. We'll call it that with the chorus. Other times, the title is more just kind of like an abstract thing that we come up with after the song is created, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the lyrics, especially if there is no chorus. That's often what happens. Or maybe like it'll just be in reference to one specific bar from one of the verses. But it's not, it's just kind of like a name. And that's another thing that I think is very much from the Suicide Boys influence, because they do that a lot. Other times, so when we make the beats, right, the beats kind of come before the songs, and the beats always have titles before the songs do. And sometimes like the titles don't work, like we have to fix them. But other times we're like, we can't figure out a title for the song, and so we just refer to the song as the title of the beat. And over time that just sticks. And then we get to the end and we're like, okay, this is what the song is called. Like, we can't just change it to something else. This is what we know it as. There are quite a few examples of that.
Okay. Who's the rocker, man? I hear rock and roll elements in some song. Who is the rocker out the group?
Probably me. I'm the one who does a lot of like I'm the one who does a lot of like the really high singing.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but yeah, I do a lot of, it's probably me.
Dig that. One of the songs I do like is and I want to make sure I pronounce the name right. Is it Elation at the Bus Stop? If I'm wrong, please correct me.
Yeah. That's what it's called.
Let's talk about that process, man. That's definitely a dope track. I listen to that a lot. It caught my attention. It's definitely in my playlist. So how did y'all come up with that theme and that whole attitude and everything for that particular song?
You take this, Steve. It is your beat.
Okay. Sweet. So I made that beat probably over a year ago now, but a lot of our music is infused with the kind of themes of depression, mental illness, stuff like that we go through. It's something that it ties us all together. I think it's just that struggle that we endure and that we struggle with, but that we try to flip in a positive way. So I was making that beat. The sample in it is actually from Metal Gear Solid. It's a video game. So the sample in the background is Metal Gear Solid. and then I added a bunch of synths and stuff on top of it. But I think that beat just kind of reminded me of, maybe I wasn't having such a good day that day, or I was struggling with depression a little more that day. So I named it "Forgot My Elation on the Bus Stop."
I like that, man. Dig that.
Sorry, good.
You go ahead. What was you about to say?
I was just gonna add that was an example of one where that was the title of the beat, and the actually the lyrics, like the chorus, was written after the title of the beat. Like the title came first, and the lyrics were kind of based off of that. So yeah, that's an example of one.
Okay. Goatman's Bridge.
Yeah.
Nice track. Let the viewers know what Goatman Bridge is. I know what it is, but let them know what it is. Let them it's a nice track. I know all about. Actually, I've been there. It's crazy. Let them know what Goatman's Bridge is first, and then the second part, explain how did you come up with the title and putting that piece together.
Thurman, do you want to take the first part of the question?
Like how we chose it,
or just what Goatman's Bridge is,
or what it is. So basically, it's kind of just like the whole theme. It's thematic. It's intentionally thematic. Like the whole thing is about fighting demons. Like fighting your inner demons. And like your inner struggles and whatnot. And Goatman's Bridge. The song we went to Goatman's Bridge because of like the legend surrounding it, like the myth and mystery, demons, the Goatman, the this and that, and it kind of tied into the theme we were going for the song. And so we ended up using like the surrounding area around Goatman's Bridge to film our music video for it, which pretty great.
And which just released today, by the way. So
yes, that's
okay. I'm gonna check that out.
Now
okay.
on YouTube. Yeah.
So just fit the theme, and it was pretty great music, like video spot. Like there were a lot of cool shots we were able to do. So yeah,
definitely, and I like the album cover for it too. That's definitely a dope album cover for that because it fits. It definitely fits. No way around it. Let's talk about Pumpkinhead. Whose idea was Pumpkinhead?
That's okay. So that beat, that's another one where the title was from the beat, and that is an old beat. Like that beat was what, like year old, Stevie? Maybe like
that beat
almost a year, like 9 months.
Yeah, I made that freshman year of college, so I mean we're into sophomore year now, so almost a year probably.
Yeah.
And the inspiration for that beat largely came from I was listening to Rainbow Bridge 3 by Cemetery. He's pretty underground artist. I say that, but he has like 200,000 monthly listeners, so he's not too but big inspiration there, and I was listening to a lot of the death metal samples he used, the black metal samples. And that kind of inspired me to take some black metal and flip it.
Okay, good shit. Homecoming. Yeah. Hey, I do my homework, my guy. Homecoming. Let's talk about Homecoming. That's a nice cut.
Stevie, you want to tell the story?
Yeah. Sure. So I made that beat too. I made that beat a long time ago. I think that was senior year of high school.
And it was around Homecoming, right?
Our senior year Homecoming, yeah.
Right. So that beat, I'm trying to think of like an exact inspiration I had for that one. I don't think I drew from necessarily anywhere specific. I just kind of, grabbed the piano, kind of made a quick melody with it, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And then slowly I added on to it. And it turned out I was making it with Slippy C. He was at my house, and I was cooking it up with him.
Okay.
and he was giving me some like pointers, like here, put this here and do this with the trumpets, stuff like that. Yeah, and it was big help. And then since me and him made it together, we kind of decided, let's do a song just me and him. And we hadn't done that before yet.
You had actually Soul Food.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, we had one before that, but we didn't do that super often.
Okay, dig. All right, Cam, this for you, man. Let's talk about coconuts. You was on that cut. Let's talk about that. You too quiet, man.
Oh, coconuts. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
yeah, dig.
Yeah, coconuts was it Stevie? You made the coconuts beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My lyrics come from like a video game type standpoint, because when I first heard coconuts, I was like, okay, I'm getting like retro gaming type, but like a type of sound from that type of beat. So
it did sample the
Donkey Kong, right?
Yeah, the Mario hammer sound, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what video game that came from, but I know it from Super Smash Bros. The hammer you can get. So yeah, that's where I took that sample from.
Yeah, when I heard that, like the lyrics just all came to me all at once. I was like, you know what? Video game beat plus video game lyrics equals awesome.
Facts.
So that's how I got it. And man, I still like coconuts a lot.
What about Ground Zero? You're on that track too.
That one we were just having fun with.
That's
that
a
was
song, huh?
Yeah, no, that ironically is one of my favorites out of our like old discography. Because like I said, because of the nature of the mixes, from like at least especially my perspective, because I'm the one that mixes everything, I find it very hard to listen to old songs just because I can hear like all the mistakes that I made. But like Ground Zero is one that just because of how goofy it is, it's just kind of fun. It's just like, yeah, that one we basically just that one was just made for fun. I mean, you could say like, oh, it's not a serious song, but I mean, it's there in the album. Yeah, I don't know. I like that one a lot.
That whole album is crazy.
And the whole, I don't know if you picked up on this, but the whole point of it is that we would just do each of our like little verse segments, and we just picked like some like goofy impression to do, and we performed the verses that like some stupid impression to do. It's like I did.
But that'd be the fun part, though.
Yeah,
that's the fun part.
What was my first one, Stevie? Do you remember? I know one of them was British
Colonel Sanders.
And
British Toad.
British Toad, yeah.
And Stevie was like that voice he does, and then the
Bernie Sanders,
Thomas Edison, or like an old man or something.
Yeah, just an old guy.
Okay. That sounds like one of them heavily Chiba influenced nights. That's what that sounds like. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely a lot of your music you can tell is influenced, if not from anime games, like what's the story for Star Fox?
Yeah. So that's another beat I made a while ago. So the sample in that one is from Castlevania, which is actually a video game and an anime, so kind of ties into both together. But yeah, so the sample from that one is Castlevania, and then it was kind of giving me old Star Fox vibes, which is a video game. I was just kind of feeling influenced, and it had a video game type sound, so I went with it.
Dig that. Did you produce Soul Surfer 2? The interlude?
Yes. Mm-hmm. I did.
Most of our earliest stuff was made by Stevie.
Actually, most of our like really earliest stuff was made either by me or collaborative, and then it kind of moved towards like a mixture, and then like as we've gotten later on, more and more stuff is made by Stevie, I would say.
Okay.
Like I don't know if you listen to. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, man. Do your thing. It's on you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you listen to Chibalba Brothers, which is like our earliest EP that we have. That was. Were there any beats on there that were like exclusively you, Stevie?
No, not really. I mean, Downtown Showers was like
Yeah, okay.
kind of, but
Downtown Showers. Okay.
yeah.
All of them were he definitely had a part in most of those beats. Like they were very collaborative, but yeah, it was
Okay.
yeah.
What's one of the songs you guys did that none of y'all like? Like y'all once y'all did it, mixed it, y'all like, I hate that song. Like that song's horrible, but yet it's still out there and people like it. What's the song? Everybody has one of the songs. Yeah.
Okay, people like it. Probably Chibalba, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. That was the fifth song off our first EP.
Yeah, it was the last one. The last song on it.
And yeah, no, when we made it, we thought it was pretty good, but like very quickly afterwards, we were listening back to it and we're like, I don't like this very much. But a lot of the people we were around enjoyed it, so
it became like the song people mentioned, like people saw us like Sloth Mob, Chibalba, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, because back in our early days, we were still in high school, and so for like maybe our first up until probably like right before Krakatoa, all of those releases were being listened to by like mostly like our theater and choir at our school, because that's kind of what we were involved in, and especially that first EP was like all of our biggest songs were from that for quite a while, just because it was like, oh, these guys that we know are releasing music, we'll check it out. And so all these songs that we didn't particularly like, even like only a couple months after they came out, songs, which was a bit frustrating, but it's kind of moved past that now. It's just been a while. We've released other stuff, so then at some point the people from the school that were just kind of listening to it because of us and not because of the music stopped listening, because we weren't going to school with them anymore.
Okay. Long and Forgotten is a good song too. Let's talk about that. What's the process, and how did y'all come up with Long and Forgotten?
Stevie and Thurman, you take this one.
All right.
Gotcha.
Thurman, you take it first.
Okay, I'll go.
Long and Forgotten. He sings first.
Okay. So Long and Forgotten, another beat I made. That one's more recent. I made that probably a couple months ago. But the sample is Dark Souls 1. So it's kind of got the creepy foreboding vibe. And that's another one me and Thurman decided we were gonna hop on, and the last song we had done that with was Homecoming, so it was a nice callback and kind of another opportunity to show what we got.
And we decided to be a bit more collaborative on this one, so like there's actually like a repeating chorus that features both of us on it, and it's at the start and the end, and then our verses have this kind of like towards the end of his and then the start of mine, there's kind of like a sort of connection, like a pass of the torch, if you will. So yeah, it ended up sounding pretty good. So good job.
Yeah, definitely. Other than underground artists, excuse me, what mainstream artists influenced you guys? I guess I want to say as you started the beginning days of Sloth Mob, who else influenced you?
Okay, very, very beginning, I definitely had like an Eminem influence. He was one of the people that I kind of started listening to as I got into rap, and I don't really listen to much Eminem anymore. My tastes have kind of evolved past that. But that was definitely like one of my beginning influences, especially in some of the songs that were out before Sloth Mob. Not so much after Sloth Mob, but yeah, definitely that. Other than that, most of our influences are pretty underground, I would say.
Okay. What about you, Camp? What's yours, man? What was your influence?
I know at the beginning, I started listening to a lot of Kid Laroi. And so that's what like really started getting me into rap, and is what actually led me to join the guys. Because after when Chibalba had dropped, I was not a part of the group yet until afterwards. And I went up, I think I went up to Stevie, and I was like, "Yo, I see what y'all are doing." And I'm like, "I'm interested. I want to try it out." Because I was listening to like a lot of Kid Laroi, and I was like, "You know what? Maybe I can do this." And so I went in and we did my first song, Sloth PNG.
No. Your first song.
Right?
Wait,
wait,
was
yeah,
that? No, maybe
dude,
Sloth PNG made before Nimbus Bo Christmas. It might have been.
Sloth PNG was what I recorded first, but my first
Yeah.
ever release
Yeah.
song is Christmas.
Was there? I don't know if you heard that one. That was another kind of goofy one. It was a Christmas song that we made.
Yeah.
Dead. What's up, Slippy? Talk to me. Who was your influence?
Me personally, well, let's see. So, I really like Eminem, like his kind of style, like how he rhymes, like his inflection. That's kind of I especially have kind of not imitated, but drawn inspiration from that in our latest stuff so far. But in terms of like singing and like I guess just like in the earlier days, like my general like rap flow or whatever would be like just like Suicide Boys, because I didn't really listen to rap until I joined these guys, and then I listened to rap. they showed me rap. They showed me what that was. So and then so I just kind of listened, Suicide Boys and all them. So yeah, but Joji is my inspirations for at least the sing-songy stuff that we do. Yeah.
I mean, that's usually how it happens. I know a lot of people who didn't listen to like techno and rock, and then all of a sudden they're into it now. You be looking like, I told you that 10 years ago. And they'd be like, eh. So yeah, you got that you kind of got like a Kurt Cobain thing, man. You kind of like a young Kurt Cobain.
Me?
Real grunge. Yeah, definitely. So what is the future for Sloth Mob? What's the next play?
So we actually have so we're kind of trying to move into a more consistent release schedule, which is always something we've been trying to do, but we're really trying to do it. We've got a single coming out soon. I just finished it today. It's called Sleeping Dragon, or maybe The Sleeping Dragon. We're not totally sure yet, but yeah, so we got a single coming out. We've got an EP that we're working on called Hot Springs, which is actually inspired by we over the summer we went to Hot Springs, Arkansas for a few days, and we just kind of inspired us a little bit. So yeah, we've got an EP we're working on, and we're going to try and release more and more singles. Beyond that, we're trying to do more promotional stuff like this. We're trying to get more performance opportunities. Really just kind of working within the boundaries of like our different school schedules and work schedules and where we are. Because so like Strudel Boy, he isn't able to be involved quite as much recently just because he is in College Station. However, despite that, he's still able to make the beats. He still like gets on and kind of collaborates with us and talks and gives his ideas. I think we're working on figuring out a way that he'll be able to record and send over verses from College Station. Okay. So hopefully he'll be able to be on more songs pretty soon. But yeah, we've got lots of stuff we're working on, lots of plans for the future. It all kind of hinges on our ability to follow through with the plans we make. So,
any merch or anything?
We have actually done a merch drop before, back when we were in high school, and it was pretty successful. We actually made a good profit off of it, and we're totally down. We'd like to do another merch drop, just because, like, based on our experience, that is like one of the best ways to make money off of the music, because obviously the streams, especially at our point, aren't doing much. And also, it's just fun to like have the shirts and see people wearing them and just see the support. We just need to right now. Before we can do that, we're trying to develop enough of a fan base so that people will actually buy the shirts.
Hey, I definitely want a shirt, man. I definitely want a Sloth Mob shirt. So let me know when that's gonna happen, or if y'all decide to do a quick production, let me know so I can grab one. I'll definitely rock it. You know, I'm a rocker by heart. Now let's go.
All right.
Need that. Have you been as far as staying independent or trying to go mainstream? What choice are you going with that?
I'm not sure if we entirely know yet, but I do think that in general we're kind of wanting to stay independent. Now, I mean, it depends. Like, if like a really, really good offer was made to us, I don't think we'd immediately just be like, no, we're not doing it. We'd probably consider it, but we are kind of trying to stay independent. We definitely don't want to join into anything that's going to like infringe on our creative freedom or anything like that, or just kind of put us in a bad position. We want to avoid that whole side of the music industry if possible. Now, that's not, if we ever get bigger, that's not going to be like 100%. We're not going to be able to just stay away from all that completely, but yeah, we're probably overall we want to be independent. In fact, actually, you know what, we are kind of if you look at the, I don't know if it shows it on like Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, but technically we do have our own label, and we have thought about like if we ever get a little bit bigger, we have considered trying to like bring more people on, not necessarily as part of Sloth Mob, but just kind of as part of our group that's all working together to make it. So that's something we've considered.
Let the people know what's the name of the independent label, and let the people know where to check out your music, your Instagram, and everything.
Yeah. The label is tentatively called Lucidity Records. And the Instagram, I mean, we just have our Sloth Mob Instagram. It's official Sloth Mob, no spaces, no caps. And then there you can find our posts. You can find our link tree in the bio that has like our Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. So yeah, that's where you want to go if you want to check us out or keep up to date with us.
You ever thought about doing like an anime type video like the Gorillas did, where you got the song and it's a full-fledged action video?
Yeah, totally. That'd be sick. We just don't have the resources for it at the moment. But if we can ever get the money to do something like that, yeah, we would in a heartbeat. Especially because there are a lot of this isn't really evident for most of the music, but if you listen to Krakatoa, there's like a little bit of like weird like lore kind of stuff that we've got going on. And we actually are planning a sequel to Krakatoa. That's also going to have like skits and a story and everything. And also just the music is just going to go crazy. But within that line, like, yeah, especially for something like that, I'd love to do like an anime music video, like a badass fight scene or whatever. I think that would be sick.
Okay. One of our viewers from Ohio said they are enjoying the podcast. They are enjoying the show tonight. They are enjoying you guys. So y'all stretch it to Ohio as we speak. Definitely.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
No problem. I thank you guys. What I'm about to say. Any acting or in that type of field, or that's later down the line?
Malcolm, you take this one. I feel like it applies most to you.
They got pure silence. Everybody got quiet like I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, so to add some backstory, we are all from theater in high school.
We're theater kids. Don't hold it against us.
But like acting wise, so far I like my future is like I want to do both acting and music.
Okay.
And, like go together. And so like I have thought of like ideas of like us like doing like actual like acting music videos and stuff. Like I don't know if you've heard of Boy Now Sits in His Grave. Like that's a good song that could go with like an acting music video because it has a story. thick,
Yeah.
and
It's a story. It's like a
Yeah.
story.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a full story, and so that's basically like I've thought of some of it, like I've thought some of it up, and
Okay. And you know what's interesting? You guys came out at the right time because I remember at one point trying to find underground music was impossible. I mean, you would go into a record store, it might be in a little corner, or somebody have a dub CD or cassette. But now, to be honest, underground music is damn near better than mainstream, and that's where everybody's going. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of talent on the underground. I mean, I got to salute the underground. There's a lot of talent out there. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. What do you want to tell your fans or viewers, far as what I want to say? Message. What kind of message you want to leave for your fans and the viewers?
Steve.
Yeah, this is Steve. You
Yeah, sure.
signature.
So, like I said earlier, a big part of our music and what drives us to keep going forward is that mental health aspect and that message that you're not alone in your pain and your suffering, and that our music is our outlet for that, and it helps us get through those times, and it also helps us reach others that may be going through the same thing. So I just want to say that, if you're struggling with depression, anxiety, anything like that, any mental illness, that we're there for you, and that we're going to continue making this music for those people.
That's what's up. Definitely. For people who do hang around me, I always say music is the film of life, because if you upset and you put a song on, it can either make you smile, it may make you hurt more, or you just want to get dressed, you want to have a feel good time. So definitely music will soothe the savage beast in the soul. So I agree with you on that 100%. Slippy, man, what's with the background, man? That's dope. What's going on?
Thank you. It's just like projector I have. I got it in college. Then I moved back and I just set up in my room here. So yeah, just thought it'd be appropriate.
Oh man, it's better than what I'm doing right now. So it's definitely dope.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do want to thank you guys for coming on and taking your time out, man, and keep doing what you're doing, because the music is dope. The direction and the style and the way you guys do it. And like I said, I can't say our group, I'm gonna say collective, because each one of you guys brings something different to the table to make Sloth Mob, if that makes sense. Definitely can't wait to see you guys perform. Let me know when you're doing all that. Anything you guys want to say before we end the segment and go to the next?
I'll just go ahead and say, like I mentioned earlier, No Man's Bridge music video, just released that today. It was edited by my friend J. Turin. He's my friend from Houston. He edited that one, and he shot and edited one of our previous music videos. And I think it's also going to be up. It might also be up on his channel at some point. I'm not totally sure, but at least on our channel, just I think it's just called Sloth Mob, or it might also be official Sloth Mob on YouTube. Whatever it is, it's linked on our link tree. Yeah, go check that out. And also, like I said, we'd love it if y'all would follow our Instagram. Just check out our music. Yeah, we appreciate each and every one of y'all that listens to it and gives us feedback. We always love to hear criticism or what y'all think, what y'all like, what y'all dislike. So yeah,
we need more listeners.
Appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor, Steve. Give my information, man, because I got some idea. I definitely need a beat on a promo I want to do. So give my information and get in contact with me. I definitely think you can come up with something.
Yes, sir. You got it.
I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, on the spotlight tonight, we have Sloth Mob. I appreciate them coming through and speaking their mind, letting everybody know their projects, their future, and changing the game of music. I'm not going to put them in a category and say rap. I'm not going to say rock. I'm going to say music, because that's what they have, everything, all the elements that anybody looking for needs. So y'all definitely check them out. Download their music. Check them out. Y'all do y'all thing. Let me know about that shirt, too. I definitely want one, and I appreciate you guys coming on. I really do, man. Thank you for coming by.
All right. Thank you.
thanks for inviting us on.
No problem. I salute y'all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. Thanks for Sloth Mob coming by again. Next week, we got Boss Bugatti coming in, one of the Texas elite, one of the finest. So y'all definitely tune into that. And as always, y'all hit me up. YouTube, Rain Spotlight 4977. TikTok, Rain_4977. Instagram, Rain Rockstar. And like I said, we got all kind of stuff coming up. Got photo shoots coming up, different events, things to do in Houston. Got connects up there I need to go talk to. And the brand is spreading from clothing to everything. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might be drinking the Rain Rockstar coffee. Go get your day together. Get that mug going on. As always, got the flyers and everything, Who was that? Is that me? That is me. I think it's me. I don't know. It might be somebody else. But, y'all definitely tune in and we're going to keep it going. Y'all got any comments or anything or things y'all would like to see on the show? Y'all let me know. I got to go. Salute. Mr. What he go to next is going to do something next for y'all. And I am the people's choice. Y'all stay tuned. See y'all in the stars.